What do you need inside a grow tent? I just assembled my grow tent, and believe me, there is a lot of things that you don't think about that you will need to buy. And if you are like me, you don't like wasting your money, you better do some research before. And if you can learn from my mistakes and avoiding you to waste your money, please do. I wasted some money because I was not aware of certain things, and that's exactly the topic of this video. I will show you all my mistakes, what I did to fix it, and how to save a little bit of money. That's always more plants to buy, right? Hi, my name is Ami and I love Nepenthes. Now that I have the grow tent empty, it's time to put everything inside. So we'll need light, something to have good humidity, something to put the plants on, because if you put all the plants on the ground, that's gonna be a lot of space wasted, except if they start vining, but that's gonna be in years. You really want some shelves. There is also things to prevent the air to not move. You need good airflow. Good airflow will prevent bacteria, fungus, etc. So you need to have this air turning, but not all the time. It will also lower your humidity. So there is a lot of things to consider, so let's jump in. Let's start by the electricity. First, you will need timers. So with this kind of a power bar, you can only put one single timer because they are all vertical. You need some horizontal plug, because this way you can put way more timer in the same power bar. And there is plenty of different models, even really big one, but I was not needing that many plugs. So again, if you think ahead, you won't need to buy a new power bar like me. It will automatically be full, 2 timers plus 1 plug used, 2 plugs available, so that's a lot of plugs. So that's the light I bought. They are 4 feet. Remember when I said that the grow tent was 4 feet? It was the outside, not the inside. So I had to install it in an angle. It was not possible to fit those lights like horizontal perfectly. This extension cord was in the way, so I had to, put that again in an angle, and it was me not thinking about that. So I hope it will avoid you to do the same mistakes. And if you look, there is quite like a half an inch at least on each side. So you better have some space, and then all the cables everywhere. So keep that in mind when you buy the lights. And because there is a lot of humidity, we will need to make it waterproof. So I took some electrical tape. It will prevent humidity and water to enter those lights. So if you see, they are protected. These LED are protected, but not on each side. They are not designed to be in a super humid environment. So they are not grow lights. They are regular lights. So I will need to make them waterproof. So nothing really complex here. You use a tape, hopefully. I don't recommend that if you're not comfortable with that. Buy directly a grow light waterproof. It will be safer for sure. More expensive, but safer. For me, because I was short on money, I decided to buy those lights and to make them myself waterproof. Oh, and there is a plastic for protection on the top of the LED. I would recommend to remove it because it will impact the power of your light. And then, once it's done, put the shells back together and try to level them. Because believe me, water will move. You don't want to have one pot sitting in water, etc. So you fix. Oh, that's gonna grow on me. This floor tray, that's something, let's not talk about it.
We don't talk about Bruno, no.
Okay, so everything is set up. All the lights are set up. There is 4 at the bottom, plus 2 in the middle, plus 2 on the very top. And I had to put a fan running every 30 minutes for 30 minutes. The whole point is to try to mix this very hot top air with the bottom that is cooler. And this is the problem for me. I tried a few things, but this tent is getting super hot. Maybe I did what most of us do. I want to do the best for the plant and I put too much light or too much humidity. But clearly, that's very, very hot in it. So I will have to fix that. If we check the sensor push, we see that 26 is not that bad, but the humidity, less than 30% is not enough for Nepenthes. And the higher the temperature goes, the lower the humidity drop. So that's a big problem when it's tropical carnivorous plants. You need some serious humidity. 50% would be a base. Oh, and all this heat probably helps the electric tape to quit. So I had to use a zip tie to make sure it's staying in place. And on the middle rack, the lights are really close to the pot. It's something like 5 inch. It's way too short. So I will take out 2 lights, but even before the lights are on, the temperature is already rising. So I had to investigate and I found the guilty. Because it's winter, the furnace is blowing hot air and that's directly on the grow tent. So I will have to do a quick and dirty job and fix that. And if, like me, you need to cool down the tent, there is a few ways of doing that. You will buy some fan with something that will trigger this fan only when you reach a certain temperature. That's a thermostat for cooling system. Don't take the heating system because it will trigger only when you go below a certain temperature. So at first I thought about pushing the air of the basement inside the tent by the top. This way it will cool down because the cold air go down. But it was taking too much humidity out for the reason that the humidity is going down all the time. So if you push something on the top, it will exit by the bottom and all the humidity will also exit. So then I thought about pushing that horizontal on the top. That was great, but I would need 2 fans for doing that. Then I discussed with Joseph Sullivan and he gave me an idea. He told me maybe to push the air from the bottom. And that was pretty smart because even if I close everything on the top, there is always some leak. The air can exit. So by pressurizing the bottom with cooler air, it will push the heat away from the top without reducing the humidity. So as you saw, the electricity, the lights, just be careful of the size and expect to have a plug on each side. That will also take some space. So for me, I would love to have like a straight line, but no, I had to put that in an angle because of this. And yeah, the tape to prevent the humidity to go on, that's also something you, it's better if you have directly waterproof light. I won't lie. I was just short on money, so I had to do this trick. But if you want to just save you trouble, go with a waterproof light. So now let's talk about the misting system. That's a Mist King. There is 3 sprayer, and I also added a T in order to connect with the pump. So here is where I will put the water. That's 45 liter. So everything is connected to the pump, and then the pump will just push this water inside the tent. And I wanted to test if the box was waterproof, so I fill it with water, but then it was leaking because this pump was not connected to the tent. So I had to raise the pump to avoid all the water going on the floor. So it was my bad. So if you want to test the waterproof of your water tank, connect the misting system fully, so at least there is no leaks. So now the temperature and the humidity is good enough. I mean, I will keep tweaking all the setup, but let me show you what I had to do to have this kind of condition. So to have that, I will spray 15 seconds a few times a day. So at 9, at 11, at 1, at 3, at 5, and at 7. When you set up your water tank, where you will have the misting system, do not go repotting for 3 hours like I did. Stay beside, because again, it was not a problem with the pump. It was a problem with the fact that this plug, this bouchon, was supposed to prevent the water to drop on a sprayer, not directly on the pump. So it starts leaking water on the floor. I have carpet, so I let you imagine. It was a pain. It took a week to dry. Now I have some stain like hell. Well, so stay beside, check every 10 minutes if nothing is dropping, or even check when everything is plugged. If all your misting system is plugged and ready to go, nothing will drop on the floor. So again, another things that I would love to have learned before. But if it's helping you, I mean, it's good. On that topic, I was that close to get a fogger, not a spraying system. The only big difference would be the fogger need to be refilled often. You can fill it, and maybe you have, let's say, 30 liter. After a week, I cannot see any kind of mister not going empty and stopping. The thing is me, because I'm traveling, sometimes I travel for 3 weeks, I need to have the water ready for 3 weeks. So for that, the sprayer is great. The misting system is great because I can put a huge tank. The misting system can connect with any kind of tank. I could go with 400 liter. It would be still working. So that's perfect. You cannot run empty fast. But the fogger, that's more challenging. Or you have to assemble it yourself. Maybe one day I will try, but for me it's just way easier this way. As you see also, you need something to monitor the humidity and the temperature. It can be a pain when everything is looks good, and then you turn the light on and it's way too dry. For me, I was expecting the temperature to raise, but not that high. And then I saw the humidity dropping drastically, like for a cactus. So I had to play with it. Do not think you'll buy a grow tent, set up everything during the weekend, and put your plant inside. No, you're dreaming. Set up your tent, assemble it, put everything inside, monitor for at least a week or two. And then once you have all your water, humidity, temperature, etc. good, then you put your plants. But if I had to put my plants here inside the grow tent, when I discovered that it was 30% humidity with 29 degree, I would cook it and dry it. So it would just be a mess. So I cannot recommend you enough to monitor first, and once you are set, then add the plants. Or add random plants like the classic Ventrata, Gaia, something strong, resistant, resilient, and that you don't really care for, and then you can do the test like that. But really expect the temperature and the humidity to swing a lot. That's why it was easier for me, because I have the sensor push. The sensor monitor everything, so I was able to see all the data that you saw on this video. It's really not that expensive, and clearly for a tent you need something like that to be able to monitor, because you won't be inside all the time, and when you open the door the temperature drop, the humidity drop too. So it's mixing the data. You need really to have that closed, this tent closed for, I don't know, 2 days in a row to see how it's evolved, and then you will be able to adjust. So that's how looks like the tent right now. It's empty and the trays are not taking all the space, so I will need to find better trays, but it's still time to start filling up this tent. So I'm on the windowsill now. There is a lot of plants and trays for now, but at least those 2 trays, they will have to go. That's small seedlings, they will grow faster. Everything stay there. Everything is quite happy here, so I will only pick the plants that are not featuring. Oh yes, the spatulata by Amata. Not happy, I guess it's not humid enough. So even this one is deformed. So this one will be the first to go in the grow tent. And there is another one that is not especially happy. So that's the LVB by Norsiana Maxima. This one is getting better, but that's the first picture I get in 3 months at least. So great picture, but if it's not picturing during summer, it will go in the grow tent. Same cross, exactly same cross. So this one is different, react differently. The leaves are beautiful, the color, but it's doing the first picture since fall maybe. So this one will have to go, definitely. That's BBGA, not featuring on the windowsill. So this one will also have to go on the tent. And hopefully I will have better than that to show you. What else? Oh yes, the same cross again. I have 3 different clone, I would say. Same healthy leaves, but not featuring, it's not humid enough. So it will go. Oh yes, the Siberiensis by Vichii by Loei. It's getting a lot of try, but the pictures only happen during summer, so it will go. It will simply go. It's way too dry during winter here on the windowsill. And what else? Nepenthes minima. Clearly, this one didn't feature since it was vining and the leaves are not happy. It's too dry. So this one will also go on the windowsill. And then, oh yes, this one has a basil, so I will need to remove it, and this one too. So that's gonna be perfect. You cut a basil and then, or this one for example, I will also cut it to do some cuttings, and it's easier when it's warmer to do cuttings and to root basil. So that's gonna be great. So I put all the plants downstairs in the tent, and now I have a little bit more space. Some plants were hidden on the back, so now I can see them. This one and this one got the basil shoots removed. This one is the ventricosa. There is 2 basil that I discovered, and on the top, a gift. A new flower. That's fantastic. So always happy to have some flowers, and all the basils will stay there for now. So I repotted that in a bigger pot, and basically everything else stay the same. And I'm down to 9 trays now, so 3 are gone in the tent. Everything here is what can handle the cold winter here and the dry winter. So everything is good to go here. And I even managed to move the Spatulata spectabilis because that's shooting a picture 2 feet away from the stem. Oh yes, I forgot to take cuttings of this vine. I'll do that and put them directly in a Ziploc bag inside the tent. This vine probably, or this one, I'll see. And now let's check the tent. So now the plants are in the grow tent and the grow tent looks less empty. There is the seedlings that the Groensis, I believe, and this one is the Petiolata. On the back there is other seedlings. Here there is cuttings. That's the Nepenthes gymnanthora. I also have a Jack Linier there. Here. So it's recovering. What else do I have? I have, oh yes, the minima is vining up now. I will see if it's shooting picture now or not. All the other plants, Spatulata amata, hopefully I will have something to show soon. The Bebegier, the other one also, like everything fits clearly in the tent. Okay, so there is even some pictures, and I mean, when you move some Nepenthes, the pictures keep the shape of the previous spot, so you won't be able to move them perfectly. So 2 trays of sphagnum. I really need a lot of live sphagnum now. That's the 2 basils that I removed, and that's the other small plants I have. And that's for sale. That's classic Ventrata and Gaia, and that's the LVB by Norsiana Maxima. So all those will also be for sale, and they will grow faster now. That's it for the tent, for now. I still have some room, and I will find a better tray, larger trays. Well, it's been a few weeks and no trays. Anyway, I will show you how I customized the tent. First, I was totally right. You need something on the floor. Surprisingly enough, there is so much condensation, water drop on the floor. You see the side? It's always super humid, like moist, damp. So you will have water on the ground. You need to protect the floor. So about the trays, 3-inch waisted. Here it's okay, and here 2-inch. And impossible for me to find a tray that fit this. And if I see the light here, the water can drop on it, which is a problem. Electricity, water, tout ça. So here is the same. It's kind of a protected, but not that much. So I would have to cover that. I found something on Amazon. Looks good size, etc. It's cut on the angle. It should fit perfectly. That's great. The only problem here for me, $45 for this. I will need 2, so it's almost $100. I need to find something else. Okay, I found an old kitchen floor. It's not as fancy as the thing on Amazon, but that will do the trick. It's waterproof, and I have another part here. So literally, that's gonna be me cutting that at the right size, and that's it. Okay, so that's way better now. Not looking, but safe, I mean. You can put all the plants you want. They won't sit into water this time for sure. There is no trays under. And I will show you how the LED lights are protected. If I check under, yeah, there is almost no water that can drop. And it's a lot of space compared to when I had to deal with the trays. That's a lot of space free available. Let me show you here. Now I can have 4 in a row, even 5 if I wanted, but there is a risk of falling, and before it was only 3, so that's a lot of space. Again, thanks for all the people that helped me to finance, to fund this tent. You're amazing guys, that's really a superb gift, and I cannot say thank you enough for that. If you want to learn more on how to monitor your temperature and humidity, here is a video for you. If you have a grow tent and you want to share how you set up your tents and do an interview with me, I would be more than happy to interview you and to show the rest of the world how you set up your tents, so everybody can learn from you. Until next time, happy growing!